Okay guys, so in this video is going to be not really packaged from China, but what we're going to do, we're going to take a close look at the Pandora RRTV Portable. We're going to give this thing a mainboard upgrade, so let's go! Hey, awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we are going to do a quick upgrade of my Pandora's Portable, or the Pandora Portable, or Pandora RRTV. This thing comes with so bloody freaking a lot of names. But I didn't like the mainboard that came with this thing. So I just wanted to show you how can you upgrade it, and is it even possible, because there are some things that you need to consider before you want to do something like this. So even we're having like a zillion different ways to play with the Pandora's box, there are a lot of different versions out there. And this one in particular is quite interesting. So why is this thing interesting? That is a very good question. The reason I really like this one is because there are some features of this device that is quite interesting. Okay, so it's not always possible to get yourself an upgrade for a Pandora Box Portable. And in this video I will show you what I mean with that. So first of all, let's open it up. And let's see what you're going to get in the inside. But let's talk about the Pandora box in general, because when you want to upgrade, not every mainboard will fit, and there are some things you need to take consideration. One of the things are like the connections over here. So these connections are not always available on every single mainboard, so that's the one thing you need to take consideration. Another thing is like sometimes they will modify this VGA connector and will connect it straight into the VGA port. And when you're looking at the back, you will see like this thing is blank, and it's like freaking impossible to find a replacement board that is basically better. Sometimes you can find them, but you need to dig deep, very deep into Pandora jungle. So over here you can see like this thing has a big gap, and here you can already see like it has the same casing and also the same connections. So when it comes to the connections, this will be a very positive thing. So with this Pandora's box, the RRTV, we can basically replace the mainboard. Okay, so the reason I wanted to basically upgrade this mainboard, because the original mainboard that came with this thing was freaking awful, had a lot of issues, and I hope with the new one I can really enjoy some retro games on the go. The first thing that we need to do is basically remove all the parkers over here, otherwise we cannot remove the control panel. So that's the first thing that we need to do. Alright, it's always a little bit tricky to get the screws out, and if they're not going to fall in the casing itself, otherwise we're going to have an issue. Alright, so let's remove it. Let's see if I can get into the case itself and remove all of the freaking parkers. Alright, so let's see that we need to remove the other two. And that is number 3. And this is number 4. Okay, so let's attach the joystick so I can pull out the control panel. In consideration, this is just the way how it goes with this model. Okay, so let's see if I can remove the panel, because it's always very tight with all the tie wraps they used in this freaking thing. Let's remove the ADA cable. Okay, always be very careful with the ribbon cables, if there are any, that you're not going to damage them, otherwise we're going to have a big issue. Alright, so most of the cables have been removed now. There is still one over here that I can't remove, so I need to put the panel aside. And here you can see already the main board. And the main board looks almost identical to the one I'm having. Alright, so you can see that this thing is freaking almost the same. So I will not be surprised that it's the same factory that will make these things. So this one is needed for the display. We already moved over here the cables for the controls, and of course for putting the main board in on and off position. So the other thing that we need to do is removing a couple of parkers so we can lift out the mainboard itself. Okay, so let's remove the mainboard. So that's the only thing that we needed to do. So the thing that I changed out now with this tutorial, normally we'll use the full casing, but this time I'm not going to use this. So I'm also going to remove this screw over here. Alright, so I can lift it out. Do not forget the second screw wicket, otherwise the mainboard will not come out. Alright, let's remove this boy. Not going to use the original casing. Alright, let's click this back in. You can see that the mechanisms are over here. Alright, I will use one screw over here, another one over there, and it's attached. Okay, so it has been clicked back into position, but I still want to use one Parker to basically mount it so it doesn't click out of the plastic board or the plastic casing, otherwise we're going to have an issue in the future. Alright, that's it. So the only thing that we need to do is plug in the cable that we removed. This was the top one we were using. So basically this mainboard can also be used in a dual monitor if you want to. Alright, so let's plug in back the cable, the EDA connection, and then we're going to use in the plug-in for the audio and the on and off switch over there. It's very hard to see because this freaking thing is in the way. Alright, so let's put it back in. Oh, what a freaking cable nightmare. Alright, let's put the other cable in here. This is the 2 pins for the on and off switch. The last one is the EDA connection for the freaking control panel. Alright, yep, everything is in. Ugh, this is all loose, that's not like it should be. And that's it. Go in! Alright, so let's power it on. Also the LED function seems to be working just fine. But the reason I wanted to change out the mainboard, because this mainboard had so many freaking issues. Now I'm using the Pandora Saga Wi-Fi. Don't get me wrong, this is not like the most, let's say, epic board for this portable machine, but it is way better than the one I'm having here. And yeah, the previous one has a lot of issues, and I just want to have like a better mainboard than this. But finding the right one, that is going to be the most and biggest challenge with the connections. I was glad to swap it out this way, because there are some mainboards you cannot even swap out, or you just need to like being into the soldering nightmare, like replacing a full VGA port. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell icon on the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video.